Hey everyone, it's Lianne Bridges here, author, speaker, and transformation coach. And I'm here today in the midst of this crisis, global crisis that we're all experiencing, to to share some thoughts and ideas to help you along the way. In particular, I'm talking to my community who are change leaders, way showers, and early risers, if you will. So most of you who are listening to this broadcast have been brought to it because that's who you are. And first and foremost, I want to remind you of that is who you are. However you show up in the world, you are here to help the wave of humanity awakening. What does awakening mean? Awakening means to awaken to our greater potential, who we really are, that we are more than these physical beings, that we are energetic beings that have infinite life and that have incredible amount of power that we've forgotten as part of the game of life of coming here. We've decided to do that. And so in awakening to that greater consciousness that we are, we have so much, we can be much more empowered and get out of the bondage of what we have kind of been born into. So this is a great time of awakening on this planet. And most of you are, as I mentioned, early risers, kind of like the mothers who wake up early before the family to get things ready for the day and prepare. So many of you have done a lot of work on yourself over the last months or years and learned a lot of wisdom that you are now ready to share. So why is that important now? Because today, right now, we are in the middle of a global quote unquote crisis that's affecting everybody on the planet, to different extents. And it's really interesting that it's affecting primarily just our species. Like other crises, the environmental crisis and everything, it affected all the different species. This one is really primarily affecting humanity, and of course has ripple effects to others, but it's affecting us though on such a wide scale and in so many different levels. We're affected primarily potentially by our health and wellness. It also affects potentially our wealth because the economy is being affected. So no matter if you have lots of money or not very much, it could potentially affect you that way. And also in our relationships and in community, because we're being asked to distance ourselves. And so like every crisis, there's an opportunity for growth. And so this, I believe, is very much the same. And if we can look at it from a higher perspective, then can we react in a different way? Can we change our mindset and our emotions and our reactions in a more positive way to help ourselves and our family, our community, and society at large? So that's what I wanted to talk very quickly about today. And I'm going to talk in future videos as well. So what is this greater perspective? So if we look at humanity, this is an opportunity for everybody to really look deeper within themselves. So we're actually asking people to go to social distance, which means disengage in a little bit from society. And what does that mean? It allows us to really the opportunity to go within, to tap in deeper to what is our true heart's desire. What are the things that don't serve us anymore? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. What are the things that really are being exemplified in this crisis that humanity needs to shed? Okay, so what are those things? First and foremost, it's obvious to everyone that there's panic and fear and anxiety that's ripe around the world. So that's just a reflection of what's happening within us individually. And that level of consciousness doesn't serve us anymore as we're ascending to higher levels of consciousness where we can co-create our life, the world that we want at a higher states of love and compassion, joy, bliss, creativity, innovation. We know that when we're in very high anxiety and stress that we can't create from that perspective. So we need to shed that. So this pandemic is really showing us that there is so much fear already in the world, and it's bringing it to the surface rather than creating more. Some might argue, yes, it has, but by being able to bring it to the surface allows us to really look at it and find ways within each one of us to transcend that. That means not pushing it down and shoving it down like so many of us have. So I meet people all the time and so much stress and so much anxiety. They're taking pills, they're trying to do all these things, they're workaholics. They're not really dealing with it. So our society needs to be able to express that. And you as change leaders in your different fields can help people, whether you're an artist to help people see beauty, whether you're a different type of healer, whether you're a coach, whatever you might be doing, you can help people to really be able to observe their fear and the different aspects of fear, which are judgment, doubt, anxiety. There's so many aspects of fear that we are expressing or repressing. So we need to be able to express it and let it go. And that will help us to move into this higher states. The next emotion that's really obvious, maybe not as obvious as fear right now, is sadness. So we think about this disease and where is it affecting us? It's in our lungs. And our lungs and our body speaks to us about our body is conscious, and each part of our body that has problems speak to us for where the emotion is stuck and what kind of emotion. So our heart and our lungs very much represent the emotion of sadness and grief. So, this is almost like a cry of our humanity, of the things that we are doing to each other and to the planet that we feel sad and regretful for. And we have to, forgive ourselves and others for those transgressions and let go of that. And again, in order for us to reach higher states of joy and connectedness and love. And so again, we can't suppress that, we have to express it. And so this pandemic is really showing us the way of that. So that's just a little bit what I want to talk about today. I wanted just to mention that, my experience was a catalyst. When I lost my husband 10 years ago, and I went into extreme grief and fear, all of the emotions that we are feeling today, I've also experienced at the deepest level. And I wrote about it in my book. If anyone is interested, it's you're isolated at home and want to read, you can download it. But it's really, the message in there is that it's through going within and loving ourselves and then exuding that love outwards that really help us heal this time of fear and sadness and physical unwellness, physical mind, body, and spirit unwellness, so that we can, on the other side of this, is a great life. And that's what I experienced when I was able to transcend this and awaken to the greaterness of me in my life. I didn't realize that I really was truly the proverbial caterpillar stuck in the cocoon that was about to break out into this beautiful butterfly life. I had no idea that was waiting for me. And you know yourself that this is also waiting for you and for your clients and for your followers as a change leader. Just as a reminder to catalyze you to get out there and spread conscious, positive messages, and to try, if you can, to work on your own fear, your own sadness, and transcend that. And I'll talk in future videos a little bit about how we can do that. But I just am just excited for what's possible with when all of us rise up and start to have look at this situation for what it truly is. It's a catalyst for all of us to change in a very positive way. I know it's scary, I know it's frightening, but we are going to get through this together. So as Gandhi said, be the change. You are the change leader, the way shower, the early risers. I ask you to step into your greatness now. Namaste.